There was another movie you watched that you wanted to talk about.
Oh, yeah, I watched the fucking Smosh movie. I'm sure you can tell how good it was by my tone of voice. This movie was horrible. It's like they didn't even really try. But it's like, what's sad is that I feel like in their mind this was probably a good, funny movie, and it just sucks. Like, there's even some nice little concepts in there that I'm depressed were used in the Smosh movie. Like, there was a joke where they go to find the president of YouTube, and his name is like Steve YouTube. Like, that was funny to me. Like, that's clever. That's funny. His last name's actually YouTube, and it was named after him. That was funny.
That is pretty good.
Then they go on to ruin it by having him call up, like, John Facebook and shit. It's like, well, now it didn't have to be name drop in Joe Google. It's like, it didn't have to be every guy.
Right.
It was funny that this guy was Steve YouTube.
I think what made that joke work in the first place is that no one can actually name the president of YouTube.
Yeah.
like, I know who the president of Facebook is. You're not gonna trick me.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like... and then they ruined it. That was probably the funniest joke in the whole movie was Steve YouTube. The rest of the movie sucks ass. And it's weird because it's like, it's a Smosh movie, but they're not playing themselves as Smosh. They're playing sort of themselves as other characters that aren't Smosh in some... And they're like, they're not really aware of it's not self-aware enough to be really entertaining. I'm like, I don't know what Smosh fans are going into this looking for, you know? Right. I'm not enough of a Smosh fan to know if there were, like, references to their material
Nor
or
at
anything.
all a Smosh fan.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some Smosh. I hate Smosh. I hate him. But I was so mad because it's so low effort, so terrible, so shitty. And I'm like, these guys are living their fucking dreams, and they made this movie when they were my age. Like, you know? Yeah, it was so bad. It's so dumb. It's just, and it looks bad. It sounds bad.
DVD cover review. It's just,
Smosh the fucking movie. I'm like, who is this for? Did you really put effort into this? But I guess it's like, it's as much effort as their YouTube skits. It's just like the first thing they thought of in the first draft of the script they wrote. I don't know. Just, awful.
A lot of shitty movies out there, dude.
Yeah.
AVGN made a movie. And
yeah, I feel like his movie's probably way cooler, though, because, like, it's at least, like, a big adventure, you know?
Well, you should watch it, but yeah.
And I've heard of it, you know, it's like this epic thing where it's like they tried to do all this cool stuff. Smosh movies just, like, they don't really do anything. It's like the whole thing is that they go inside of YouTube and they're going through videos, but they don't really, like, make any solid references. The content isn't very funny, and they don't really span a whole lot. They go into, like, 4 different videos. And it's like, if you're gonna go into YouTube, do a whole explosive... Like, they had one thing where they were in a video game that Markiplier was playing, and that's, like, the furthest they went with it, you know? And it's... Like, they didn't go all the way with that concept. So what's the point of doing... Now you've just ruined that concept for anyone else. Like, they've just taken that and made it shitty. And they've done
South
the most
Park
mediocre
did a better
version.
job with
Exactly!
PewDiePie.
With the PewDiePie thing, that was insane! Like, that was also terrible. But it was insane! They really went hard with it, you know? Just so, just why? Why did you make a movie? Yeah, I'm sure it was self-funded. I don't know how it came about.
I know why they did it, and it's what I've been talking about. That YouTubers don't have enough respect for YouTube as a medium.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be, like, everyone who's doing YouTube or reviews or anything like that, they all want to do, like, what they perceive as the higher level thing.
Yeah. But then they don't do it on that level because they clearly don't know how. Like, they made a movie, but they didn't make a movie. They made a long skit. They made a long YouTube video. That's what it feels like.
I don't want to sound too cynical or make it sound like he definitely doesn't know what he's doing. But, like, YMS really wants to make a movie.
Does he?
Like, his plan, he talks about this a lot, that his long-term plan with his channel is to use it to fund his movie.
I see.
Like, he wants to be a director, and he wants
I didn't even know he wanted to make movies.
Yeah, he wants to fund his film by using YouTube money. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to raise money so eventually he'll be able to direct a film. And I'm like, I know you know what makes a good film, but do you have any idea?
Does he have any experience?
I don't think so.
I don't
think he
done
has
anything.
any experience.
Yeah. Seems
So
like
he wants
Boyd
to,
wanting
like-
to make a movie where it's like you know
Right.
even frame of reference
But
for
the
what
thing
goes
is,
on.
YMS will eventually have the money to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll find people who can help him,
I guess.
to figure
if
out
he
what
hires
to do.
a crew, if you hire
Right.
a professional crew, it doesn't matter.
So he could hire a crew and be a director, but I'm just like, can you direct? Like,
know.
do you have any idea how? Like,
There's
I
a lot
know
of-
you
There's a lot of form
appreciate-
to this, you know?
Right. Like, because to me, I think there's an entire world of difference between, like, knowing what makes a good film
Yeah.
and being able to make a good film.
Yeah.
You know? I think
Even being able to make a bad film, you know?
I even think that there's a huge difference between, like, I don't think everyone who makes good films could explain how to make a good film.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think everyone who, like, makes an amazing movie could even necessarily analyze it as well as maybe I could. You
Yeah.
know? Like, I mean, Hideaki Anno, his whole thing where he's saying, like, his art is his communication. He doesn't really know how to communicate outside of his art. Trying to explain Ava, he's been terrible at it for 20 years.
Yes.
Every time someone asks him a question, he gives some fucking stupid answer. And the reason is that why wouldn't he? He already made the show. Everything he was trying to communicate was in the show. So when people ask him questions about the show, it's like, what are you doing? I already told you. It's already there. I can't explain it further. I explained all that I could.
Yeah.
You know? That's how I feel like Anno's approach is. Whereas I can look at it and I can say, well, here's what Anno was saying in this for those of you who don't get it. Because I can understand what he's communicating.
Yeah.
You know? But if he could communicate that, he wouldn't need the show. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, I see, you know...
I feel like YMS's movie would be the most pretentious movie ever made.
Probably.
With
but
his
like,
taste.
you know, I
Or would it be like his
I think-
music?
I think, like, Charlie Kaufman could probably explain everything he
Yeah.
put into his movie. And when he watched YMS's videos, he said, like, I really enjoyed it.
Did
I'm
he
not
watch his
gonna.
videos? I see.
Yeah, he interviewed Charlie Kaufman after Anomalisa, and he asked him if he had seen his videos on what's it called? By the way, did not know about this myself personally. This illusory
dude.
wall you've just done.
I think I did this last time too.
But yeah,
Let's fucking get triggered. Let's use our trigger move.
he asked him if he had
Shooting
ever
a trigger.
seen the.
That didn't do shit.
He asked him
I
if
don't
he had
think I
ever
did it
seen the Synecdoche, New York analysis, and he said he had, and that he was enjoying it, but that he wasn't going to confirm or deny anything.
Yes.
Because for Charlie Kaufman, an important part of his film is that you can get your own answers out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck.
If not for that, then there would be no reason to make a movie. He
Yeah.
could just explain it, you know? So, like, I don't know if, like, YMS knowing what goes into a good movie means he can make one. I know personally, like, people tell me I should write my own anime all the time, and I'm like, I don't want to do that because, like, yeah, I know, like, I could write out the structure of a great story and,
Yeah.
like, and be like, here, this is what you need to do to make it great. And I know everything I would want in it. But the actual act of writing is not fun to me.
Exactly.
I hate doing it. I hate writing scripts. I hate writing fiction. Like, I have no desire to be anything other than a YouTuber because it's not fun to me and it's not enjoyable, you know? Like, I think these people all want to be high art because it's what they looked up to. You know, it's
Yeah.
what inspired them. Like, of course you want to be a filmmaker because your YouTube videos were inspired by films. But guess what? You've perfected the art of YouTubing, not
Yeah.
of making films, you know?
Hey man, maybe he'll be great at making films. I don't know.
I mean, if
He
like,
watched the behind the scenes footage of lots of movies. That means he can make a movie.
I mean, maybe he can. That's why I said I don't want to be too down on it,
Yeah.
because, like, I haven't seen what YMS can do.
Yeah.
He is a good editor. I'm sure he could
Yeah.
edit a film pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can, like... I don't know what his cinematography would look like. I've only ever seen him in vlogs.
I mean, that wouldn't matter
you
if he
know?
just hired a cinematographer.
Right, but...
It depends on what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could Woody Allen it and just, you know, be terrible at most aspects of directing,
Yeah.
but, you know, a good writer and have control over your own thing. But, like, I don't know. It really depends on who he's hired. I don't think he's going to have the budget to hire a fucking Hollywood, you know, AC or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Cinematographer.
Yeah, that thing. I don't know what he can do, but
Digi.
I feel like it will speak to like what YouTube is and how people should think. Like if YMS made a movie and it turned out to be terrible, then I'd be like, yeah, because Roger Ebert wrote a movie and it was terrible.
Uh-huh.
Roger Ebert in like
Awesome.
the 70s, I want to say, wrote a screenplay. They made a movie out of it. Not exactly well reviewed. Like
Shit, dude.
he was a great review writer. He was not a great screenwriter. He could do a shot-by-shot breakdown of a film, but not necessarily recreate those shots.
Yeah.
So
it's hard. It's not easy. It takes training.
I mean, my job's not
It takes
necessarily...
extensive knowledge of what you're working
Right.
with,
I mean...
Like, is YMS going to be able to tell the difference between the 35mm shot and a 50mm shot, or which one he wants to use in what context,
Right. Well,
Like, who knows?
That's it's not like I'm sure you can tell the difference between them, but
Well,
which one to use in what context? That's the question.
It's really the difference between them if you
like the
basically,
difference
a
between
thing-
how to use them is what.
Well, the thing you do when you test lenses is you frame up, you get someone's face and you frame up the exact same shot with each lens, like so that the face takes up the same amount of the screen.
Right.
And you look at how it looks with each lens, and that's how you get a comprehension of what these lenses do. And so you have to get that idea of what you want to use in what context, depending on that. Which I don't know, he could figure that out.
Right.
If I figure shit out, he can figure shit out.
Right.
But it depends. It depends on how he just jumps into it.
That's what I'm saying. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
I can't speak to his skill as a filmmaker because he hasn't made a film yet.
Cool, maybe
But
shut us up.
if he suddenly if he puts all his YouTube money into making a movie, expecting it to be good, I have to wonder is he gonna start working on it and then realize he has no idea what he's doing,
Yeah.
or make something like the AVGN movie that's a little too ambitious and doesn't really come out all that well, or the Smosh movie where they're just a couple of fucking YouTubers who do dumb skits and they made a feature film out of
Lame
that.
fucking feature film.
Right. And there's no
Fucking
reason. There's
laziest
no reason
plot,
to do that
laziest
because
writing.
they're fucking Smosh.
Yes.
They are millionaires off of YouTube. There was no the only
They just did
reason
it 'cause
for
they
them
wanted to.
Right, the only reason for them to do a movie is because they feel like what's better than doing a movie.
Yeah,
You know,
they've always wanted to do a movie.
what could I possibly do other than a movie?
But then you
It's
don't
the
really
best possible
get anything
thing
out of it.
Right. And it's
If your entire movie wasn't as funny as a 1-minute skit you might have done, what was the point of
Right.
doing the movie? If it's not as funny as a fucking Vine,
Like-
if I can go watch a Vine and get way more fucking laughs out of it, what was the point of your fucking movie? You didn't offer a new original plot. Their
Right.
plot was just as fucking generic. Their characters were total fucking archetypes, lazy archetypes. What was the point of making a movie?
See, if I got rich to that extent that I could that I had the money to make a movie, I would not make a movie that I wrote, directed, or even was a part of. I would have a cameo in it because I would produce a movie.
Yes.
What I would do,
That'd be awesome.
This is one of my dreams. One of my dreams is I get really rich and I go to Japan and I go, hey, Akiyuki Shinbo. Or, hey, Hideaki Anno. Or I find some younger director, someone who's
Yeah.
Rie
A lot of
Matsumoto.
potential.
Why not? And I go, hey, here's $1 million. Make a cool anime movie.
Yes.
That's hire whoever you
That's
want.
one thing I've always
you
thought
know?
about doing. Is just like, dude, I can fund other people to make shit that I want.
Yeah, exactly. That's the coolest thing possible, right? What movie am I gonna make? It's gonna be fucking lame. You know, whatever I make is gonna suck shit. But instead, I can just go, hey, I have all this money. Here's someone who's incredibly talented who, is just waiting. Think about, any of those directors. They've all probably got one passion project in them that they don't have the funding for.
Yeah. Especially with anime.
Throw money at them. They got, what would Yamada Naoko come up with if she just had free reign? I don't know. She's made. Well, I guess she directed Tamako Market, which was an original thing, and Tamako Love Story. So kind of no. But what if I just took one of those auteur directors and just said do whatever you want. I'm a fan.
so Dick Masterson right now.
That's how
I know
I feel.
you're doing it on purpose.
Just do whatever you want, and here's money. And then they just go okay, and then they make the coolest fucking thing ever, Or maybe they make something that completely sucks because they just made something appealing to themselves. I don't care, But
make a masterpiece, man.
yeah. I'm far less interested in the idea of making my own movie than I am in the idea of funding
Commissioning
a cool movie.
big fucking art.
Right.
That would be awesome.
Okay, this episode is run incredibly long. So
Fired up on the dream!
next time on Digi Bros, more.
More.